Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the first lecture of your statistics paper. Now, in this lecture, we are going to go ahead and talk about sequences. First of all, let us try to understand better what is a sequence. A sequence of element of any non-empty set S is defined through a function from N to S. समझते हैं? तो बेटा सीक्वेंस क्या है? इट इज कंसिस्टिंग ऑफ मल्टीपल एलिमेंट्स. वो एलिमेंट्स क्या है? वो एलिमेंट्स कुछ ऐसे डिफाइंड हैं दैट यू विल अंडरस्टैंड. अभी जब आई विल गिव यू एग्जांपल दैट आई एम ट्राइंग टू मेक अ फंक्शन फ्रॉम नेचुरल नंबर टू दैट सेट एस. सो बेसिकली मेरे को उस सीक्वेंस में अपने नेचुरल नंबर्स डालने 1, 2, 3, 4 एंड जो कॉरेस्पॉन्डिंग वैल्यूज आएंगी वो जो वैल्यूज होंगी वो सीक्वेंस के एलिमेंट्स होंगे. सो आफ्टर आई प्लग इन द नेचुरल नंबर्स, the answers that I will get, the values that I will get, that will better be called as your sequence. Okay. So if I am going ahead and I am making a function from n to s, natural number से जा रहे हैं हम, I'm going to plug in different values of my natural number, and after plugging those different values, I am going to go ahead and get an image of that, right? And if I arrange that image in the right order, I will get the sequence. So I have to arrange that in the correct order. When I go ahead and I do that, that is when I will get a sequence. Clear है? कैसे? देखो समझो बात को. The expression f1, f2, f3 till fn plus 1 is called a sequence of elements of S. So मैंने plug in की है value अपने function के अंदर. जैसे for example बेटा, I am saying that the function is 1 by n. This is how I have defined my function. Now beta, in this function, I am going ahead and I am plugging in different values. जैसे n is equal to 1. तो क्या आ गया? 1 by 1. That's the first value. इसको मैंने बोल दिया f1. Then next natural number, n is equal to 2. तो बेटा क्या आ जाएगा? 1 by 2. इसको मैंने बोल दिया f2. बेटा then put n equal to 3. तो क्या आ जाएगा? 1 by 3. That's your next natural number plug करके जो आंसर है. So बेटा f1 will be 1, f2 will be 1 by 2, f3 will be 1 by 3. Arranging them in the right order. Order क्या था? f1 फिर f2 फिर f3 and so on. So this will formulate a sequence. This will formulate a sequence. Now, if your set, it consists of all real numbers, then that set is called the real sequence. It is called the real sequence. Better example. This is my natural number. This is my set that I am formulating by putting values of the natural number. So I put the natural number 1. I get the answer as 1. I put the natural number as 2. I get the answer as 1 by 3. I put the natural number as 3. I get the answer as 1 by 3. Natural number as 4. I get 1 by 4. But this 1 is nothing but the first element of the sequence. 1 by 2 is the second element of the sequence. 1 by 3 is the third element of the sequence. 1 by 4 is the fourth element of the sequence. So these are the images that I am receiving after putting this natural number in the function 1 by n. And I am arranging them in the systematic order. इनको मैंने arrange कर दिया ascending order में f1, f2, f3, f4 and so on. So beta, arrange them in the ascending order. This becomes this. This becomes your sequence beta. When you arrange them in the ascending order. Now, this Fn is also represented by An. The first element को हम A1, A2, A3, A4 and so on भी बोल सकते हैं. And the sequence is represented like this. An. ठीक है बेटा? Let us take some examples of sequence. So बेटा -1 to the power n. क्या बोला मैंने? Go ahead and plug different natural numbers. तो बेटा पहले हम करेंगे n equal to 1. So it will be -1 to the power 1 minus 1. First element. This is A1. कैसे मिला? By putting n equal to 1. Then better plug in n equal to 2. So -1 to the power 2. What do you get? 1. So this is your second element, A2. How did you get it? By plugging n equal to 2. Beta, now put n equal to 3. So -1 to the power 3 minus 1. So this will be A3 beta. Third element of the sequence. Fourth element of the sequence and so on. So beta, this is your sequence. Is this clear to you? Remember, these points are important. Sequence is not a function. Ye jo mila, this is not a function. What you receive is not a function. It is defined by function. I had a function like 1 by n. I had a function like -1 to the power n. I plugged in values of n and I got a sequence. Sequence itself is not a function. It is defined by a function. Right? Second thing, beta. Sequence is not a set also. Right? This is not a set. A set consists of distinct elements. We know that. A sequence is not a set. It's just arrangement of the function values. Right? So a sequence is not a function and a sequence is not a set. So you have to remember this. A sequence is not a set. A set can only consist of distinct elements. It is an arrangement. Okay. Right, beta. Now I want to talk about the range of the sequence. So what is the range of sequence? The set of all distinct terms that you will get. That will be called the range. जैसे इस केस में the distinct elements are only -1 and 1. यही दो तो elements हैं that you're getting. These are the only two elements that you're getting. In this case, each element is distinct. So this is the entire range. So better the range is the distinct terms of the sequence. So the distinct terms of a sequence, that is called a range. Range can be finite or infinite, but it cannot be a null set. एक एलिमेंट तो होगा ना उसके अंदर जो जिससे वो फंक्शन डिफाइन हो रहा है सीक्वेंस का. सो इट कैन नॉट बी अ नल सेट. इट कैन बी अ फाइनाइट सेट. It can be an infinite set, but it can never be a null set. Is this clear? Okay. Now, beta, let's move one step ahead. Consider the first example, 1 by n. How do you write this 1 by n, beta? Put different values of n. So n is equal to 1, you got 1 by 1. N is equal to 2, 1 by 2. N is equal to 3, 1 by 3. There are infinite distinct elements, 1 by 4, 1 by 5, 1 by 100, 1 by 1000, 1 by 2000. Infinite distinct elements. So this becomes an infinite range. It becomes an infinite range. Okay, come to the next example. -1 to the power n. But we saw this takes only two values, -1, 1. minus 1, 1, minus 1, 1, and so on. So there are only two distinct elements, minus 1 and 1. This is a finite range. This is a finite range. Okay. Take the third sequence, beta. 4. Bas yehi sequence hai. I told you it cannot be null. It will have at least one element. So beta 4 means when you put n equal to 1, then also you're getting 4. For n equal to 2, 4. N equal to 3, 4. N equal to 4, 4. So this is a finite range. It only has one distinct element. And that one distinct element is 4. Right? Very, very important point. Sequence is infinite. Sequence to n equal to 100 के लिए एक और number आ जाएगा. N equal to 101 के लिए you will get one more number. N equal to 102 के लिए you will get one more number. So sequence is infinite. For every n you have an element. For n equal to 1 you have element. N equal to 10 you have element. So even when I put n equal to 10 here, I will get 4. For n equal to 100, 100th element will also be 4. Sequence is infinite, but the range can be finite. In this case, it is finite, or infinite. Here it is infinite, right? So sequence is always infinite, but range can be finite or infinite. Now let's look at some of the other terms. An is called the last digit of 7 to the power n. This is another example. An is last digit of 7 to the power n. Okay. We want to ask, is the range of the sequence finite or infinite? So we will start by putting n equal to 1. Now when you put n as 1, you will get 7 to the power 1, which is 7. When you put n as 2, 7 to the power 2 is 49. So last digit bola na. So last digit is going to be 9. N equal to 3, 7 to the power 3, 343. Last digit will be 3. N equal to 4, 7 to the power 4. Last digit will be 1. N equal to 5. Last digit again becomes 7, and then it repeats. So beta last digit of 7 to the power n can only be 7, 9, 3 or 1. So this means it is a finite range. It's a finite range. This is about the first topic. What is a sequence? In the next video, we will talk about bounded sequences. Okay, thank you.